everybody, my name is Jo and I love to read. Welcome back to my channel. You're probably going to laugh when you hear that you've probably already seen the title of this video, but if you had a big laugh because it's taken me so long to actually put this one out. But I'm going to be talking about my 3 favourite covers of the books I read between July and December 2020. I'm planning on putting this video out earlier next time when we come to July this year, but I didn't do it and I really want to do it because I love talking about why covers are so pretty. It's totally independent of the books themselves. I just love appreciating the artworks that come on these beautiful books that we read. I'm going to be looking down at my laptop as I'm describing, but I'll have a book cover up here. I'll leave a link up above to the one where I talk about the covers from January to June 2020 that I enjoyed, but that's how the format will be. It's going to be me looking down at my laptop and then a book cover. The first book I'm going to be talking about is number 41 in the Thoroughbred series. This series is created by Joanna Campbell. She wrote the first 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, I'm not sure, books, and then after that subsequently had ghostwriters. The ghostwriter for this book, Carly Dickinson, and the book itself is called Close Call. I just love this title for how pretty it is. Like, it could literally be a photo or a painted landscape. It's some of the Thoroughbred series can be quite comical with the way that they've designed them and some of the not true to horse riding things they have in them. There's been, so the girth, which is the strap around the horse's belly that keeps the saddle on, has sometimes been missed when they've been painted. They've missed things like reins, which is the bit that goes from the bit to the straps from the bit to the rider's hands that control the horse. So just funny things like that where it's like, you shouldn't be missing that, but they are, which is quite comical. But this one, as far as I can see, everything looks like they're there. They've even got the added jump boots, though I don't know whether they're around the right way or not. I'm not that knowledgeable with jumping, but I just love the blue in the sky and how it goes into this nice, lovely landscape and green grass and trees. I believe the character in this is called Parker, the male riding the horse. He looks pretty trim in his blue-black jacket. He looks like he's concentrating hard, which is good. You definitely want that jumping at that level, considering that the jump poles are nearly all the way up to the top of that, so that's probably a really high level. The only thing maybe that I could poke fun at, having read the book, is that I'm pretty sure his horse is a chestnut in this one, which is like an orangey kind of colour, whereas this one is a bay, which is like a dark brown, or bays can be lots of different colours, but it looks like a dark browny kind of colour. That's the only thing really. Apart from that, it's a really beautiful cover. My next favourite is The Monster Calls, written by Patrick Ness from an original idea by Siobhan Dowd. I love how creepy this cover is. Like, that's a weird thing to like in it, but the monster, as much as the cover is very grayscale and black, so you can't really see a lot of details. They're pretty subtle, and you wouldn't really see a lot of details of the monster, but I love how he's made out of a tree, and so you can see his twig hands and his twig head, and I think that kind of rough outline adds a bit more horror and creepiness to him, so I really like that, and that's very true to the story. I also love the way that it's been done in a grainy kind of colourway. Like, the scale of it, it kind of makes it like an old-timey picture almost. I love the moon up above there that's just coming, the clouds are just coming out to reveal it, and the little hut there that you can see. But even as much as I say you can't see a lot of details, you can see the ground that he's on is in a farm, because looks like it's all been hoed, or whatever the technical term is for that, all the ruts in it. So I just think that there's a lot in this image that at first glance you don't get, and I think that's really cool. I think A Monster Calls also fits really well across the top, and my copy of A Monster Calls is actually shiny silver, so that's really cool. And I also need to add that the illustrations on it in the inside are fantastic as well. And finally, my absolute favourite cover of the books that I read in the second half of 2020 is Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb, which is the first book in the Farseer trilogy. I also really loved this book too, so that helps. I really like this cover because it's reminds me of classic fantasy covers, but a new modern version of them. I love looking at alternate versions of, for example, a Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings that are so different because the books have been around for so long. And I do like this modernization of them, even though I love looking at different covers. But sometimes some epic fantasies, the covers are too modern and they don't really feel like they fit what the novel is about. But I feel like this version, aside from being gorgeous, is such a good fit. I also just think that the colours look really good together. Like the background is parchment, and that could be pretty boring if there was nothing else embellishing it, but the blues are gorgeous. And then I love how the title Assassin's Apprentice is written like an illuminated manuscript, that the A for Assassins is really big and detailed, as they do for illuminated manuscripts, but then I think the rest of the text has got really cool font, especially how the N in Apprentice just goes on and on and on. I just think it absolutely suits the time period, but it appeals to a modern audience as well. And then up in like the top left corner you can see the hint of blood, which is kind of like a bit of extra that kind of makes, you know, I don't know if consciously a lot of people think about it, but I think subconsciously you'd be looking at that being like, you know, he's actually an assassin. And then also in the A for assassin, you can see a skull in the middle of the A, which is kind of cool as well. And then, oh wow, that detail I didn't actually notice until now. In the A of apprentice, there's a little dagger. So that's pretty cool too. Lots of hidden gems in this that, yeah, like I said, I didn't even realize until now. So that's pretty awesome. Okay guys, that's it. Those are my 3 favourites of the books that I read in the latter half of 2020. I'm looking forward to doing this video again for the first half of this year, provided I get to be on time. I don't think that I read enough books to be doing this quarterly. If you guys do this too, let me know. It's really fun to kind of look at the covers and just appreciate them for what they are. If not, I will talk to you guys again in my next video. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it. Put a comment down below if I've inspired you to do so. And subscribe if you want to see more from me. Thank you. Bye.